Gotcha. So this is where we can see, so 142 million in assets have been bridged over.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at, okay, put this in the chat.
Yeah, so.
And we are assuming none of that was from Richard or the OA.
Yeah, like, if it was 30 million was sent in, out of the tornado cash. It's impossible to know. None of the PulseX sacrifice or any of those addresses related to either of the sacrifice addresses have sent funds in. Who knows with the ETH, but
very interesting. And we'll tweet this out as well. I feel like, did Richard tweet this out before, or somehow I feel like I haven't seen this link around a lot, but it should be like one of those, bookmark things, easy to find, and just go look up and, see.
I think people track the numbers on PLS burn, but I think that only shows ETH, DAI, USDC, Tether, and Hex. But yeah.
Gotcha. Very cool. Very, very informative. And what if these numbers go up? What if they go down? What does it mean? What does it mean? More stuff being bridged in? Do we think it's that good for price and things being bridged out bad for price? I know Pulse well tracks a lot of this stuff too. How do you guys think about that? We'll wrap up on that one.
Yeah, stuff bridged in, it's like that's potential demand. And stuff bridged out, it usually means that, something was sold to get the thing that was bridged out. And so, there's some guy who doxed his address, one of the big Pepe holders, because he's like, oh, thanks for the 55 ETH. And then you could see his, because you could see a transaction from there out to a user in 55 ETH right around that time. So, funds bridged out is like because what he was doing, if you think about it, if he had his, his Pepe copy, Pepe price is pumping, he sells it. I think the largest pool at the time was PLS. So he's selling the Pepe for PLS. That PLS was previously not for sale versus any dollars or any stablecoin. But now that the PLS, which was bidding on Pepe in the liquidity pool, now that PLS is not bidding on Pepe, and now that PLS is bidding for stables, just because I think he did it in ETH, so he sold the PLS for ETH, then bridged out the ETH. So, selling the copy of the coin and bridging the funds out, because most of the liquidity is in PLS on those coins, especially when it's incentivized. The selling of any of these copies is effectively net sell pressure on PLS.
And the funny thing was, he was actually the largest liquidity provider. He was providing the liquidity for months for the PPP. So.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
So would it be intentional that he sold it and tried to capitulate? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yep.
So more stuff. What would be good? Yeah. Okay. One more, and I got a hard stop here though too. But I'm just curious on this. What would be a sign? PulseChain go up, PulseX go up. Is there a bridging activity? Is it more stable coins? Is it more? Hex, maybe bridged in Hex is good for Hex, but how do you think about what is good for price go up for PulseChain and PulseX?
Yeah, bridged funds in, for sure.
But not a ton of Pepe bridged in, but
yeah, that doesn't
die.
Yeah, that doesn't necessarily. Maybe if people are swapping in their tokens on ETH, bridging that in, and then swapping that for PLS, maybe in some, but probably the more direct way for boosted values of the majors is bridged in dry powder, meaning ETH and stablecoins.
Boom.
Yeah,
awesome. Good. Yeah. Go ahead, Mike.
No, I agree with him. Yep, ETH, BTC, and stablecoin. That's it, because they got enough liquidity from the outside to bridge in to bring in real value, so we could pump the whole ecosystem.